So to create our round-edged pool, we need to size up a rug, a round rug. If you are unsure how to size objects up or down, then please have a look at the top of the screen now and check out that video link. That will give you all the information you need on how to do that. From here, we're going to get the pristine pedestal if you have the Get Famous pack. Otherwise, there is a base game bedside table that you can use instead. Either will work. What we're aiming to do is use the rug as a guide, and by holding Alt and rotating the object, we are going to create a curved outline that follows the edge of the rug. It can be a little bit tedious and it does take a little bit of time, but I promise it is worth it in the end because you end up with this. From here, we're getting our pool tool. You want to use the second option in, the custom pool tool. That way you will be able to fill in any gaps a bit easier, and you'll see what I mean in a little bit. So really you want to try and create the pool under the outline. It doesn't always line up, which is why if you use this particular pool tool, you have a bit more control over how much pool is then sticking out underneath it. As you can see up the top here, it's not quite right. So if I just create a little section there, it completes the pool. You can see it does hang out a little bit at the back. Never fear. You can simply use plants or anything really to cover that little tiny overlap there. Or, as you can see here, if you have tool, you can select and move the object as a whole, that whole arch, by holding Alt and just clicking to get it to line up that little bit better. Tool is not required to do this. I want to stress that. You don't need tool. It's more so just if you're super fussy about the edges and you don't want to or can't, because of the build, hide it with plants. As I said, it is a little fiddly. You may have to do a little bit of patchwork here and there to get it to look right. Maybe just a little bit over here as well. And there you have it, your outline for your curved pool. From here, it is simply remove that rug and decorate to your heart's content. Also, if you want to, and you do have tool, you can lower the edging. Okay, so to create our dive-in waterfall, we are placing platforms either side of a section of pool. The width between the platforms is personal preference, but it must be at least 1 square wide for this to work. You can raise the platforms up however high you like. That is also personal preference. We're going to get the diving board from the Get Together pack, so you will require the Get Together pack for this. We're going to place it in the middle and drag it forwards so that it sits flush between the two platforms. From here, I am using this particular item from Dine Out. However, you can use anything that is going to create like a flat, flush surface. There's no hard and fast rules here. It really is a lot of personal preference and whatever you feel looks good. If you have the tool mod, you can use that to sort of conceal the diving board, but it is not a requirement for this to work. Once we've done that, we're going to get more of the same diving board and we're going to size them down. That video link in the previous curved edges section should have provided you the information on how to do that. Otherwise, head over and check that one out. We are sizing them down and placing them close together. We really want it to be side by side so that when the waterfall is visible, there's no gaps. You will have to go into live mode. As you can see, sometimes there is gaps. So just keep going, shrink them down, place them, hold Alt to move them into place. And there you have it. The rest is up to you and you can decorate it however you choose. This one is pretty simple. You will need the snowy escape pack to get these hot springs. However, you just put them into a gap that you've allowed in the pool, and using the same method as we used previously with the curved edges, we're going to use the custom pool tool to conceal around the hot springs to make it look like it is actually a part of the pool. Again, it may not line up exactly, so once you've gone around and kind of added the pool in, you may need to hold Alt and just shift the hot springs until you are happy with their placement. Once you've done this, it is up to you how you decorate it. I went for rocks from the Debug and Live Edit Objects menu, and I shrunk them down to make it look more natural. I did, however, have to use the tool mod to lower those rocks to make it look a bit more natural, blend it in a bit. So just bear that in mind. If you don't have tool, you might like to choose a different option. So now for our wading pool. Essentially, the way that you design it is entirely up to you. However, you do need to place a platform with at least one rise. And then you're going to use this fencing to kind of outline your pool. If you want extra room for like decking on the sides, you do have to drag out the platform like so to give it that space, because everything within that fence is going to become the wading pool. Once you've laid it out, simply lower the platform, the first one only by 1, the next section by 2, then 3, and so on, until you've reached something that resembles this. You can then delete the fencing, and that leaves you with your basic outline of a wading pool. Use the pond tool to fill each of the sections. And I can't stress this enough, play test it. At this point, play test it. Because sometimes you'll find your Sims can't actually play in it if you've got too many steps or it's been made too deep for whatever reason. So sometimes you might need to change it up a bit. From here, you can add half walls around the outsides to give it a little bit more. And don't forget to also leave a gap for stairs. They will need stairs to get up, especially if you've raised it higher than once. From here, you can decorate it however you like. Shrink down a kiddie pool from the Seasons pack to let them lounge. Place a piece of foundation and lower it once or twice. Get your sun loungers and place them into it, moving them forward like so. And delete that platform. Get your pool tool and outline underneath the chairs, however you want to. Until you're left with something like this. We're then going to use this item from Spa Day or any other item that you can use that is flat like this. We're going to size it up and raise it up until it's just sitting below those deck chairs. And we're going to continue to do this, creating that stair illusion by bringing it forward to look like this. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and also click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. You can also check me out on my socials.